Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Can't even complete it.
You sound like Bobby Brady.
Can't even complete it. Damn it, man. What a shame. What a shame. Voice is coming back slowly but surely. Can't get it down can't get it up that high. Bob, where's your falsetto at? Can you do the theme?
It's fun.
There we go. Can you do the John Williams theme for us? Thank you. You're going to have to do the outro as well.
Yeah, the rhythm was way off, but that's what you should expect from a man that white.
Yeah, it's the rhythm's always going to be off. D'Anthony, it is a big day. It's John Lennon's birthday. I know you're a big fan.
No.
Real piece of shit, that guy.
Yeah, he was. It's weird how the people that folks choose to idealize, honestly, John Lennon, Che Guevara.
Yeah.
Just shitbags.
It's funny, Jesse did a guest spot on Iconoblast, one of our shows on the network, about John Lennon and what a piece of shit he was. Just openly admitting beating the shit out of his wife and everything else.
Well, I mean, people are still casting Sean Penn in movies.
Yeah.
And he tied Madonna to a chair and whipped her with a fucking extension cord.
Well, was that him or Madonna?
It was probably a little bit of both, right? But he also showed up when our 3rd Brigade was down in Louisiana dealing with fucking Katrina. He showed up down there trying to rescue people with a fucking illegal shotgun, like a sawed-off shotgun. He didn't have a fucking I don't know, it was weird. And he ended up getting stranded, and our people had to go rescue him.
No way.
Yeah. So he's like I think Sean Penn is a crisis actor, right?
More
or less.
Yeah, because he'll show up down in Cuba. Look, he got El Chapo. That's what got him in the fucking
At
clink.
least Bono went away at some point.
Yeah.
But Sean Penn seems to be like herpes, which I'm sure he has.
I think Bono went away because the charity thing got too hot. He was doing the charity for the world and all that other shit. And they're like, wait a minute. It's in a tax-free shelter in Ireland?
I think maybe he went away because people still don't forgive him for forcing his album onto iPhones.
One of the best.
Yeah. No, it was terrible. The songs were shitty.
I don't think they've done an album since, have they?
No, and they shouldn't.
No.
I don't trust anybody that renames themselves, much less to a fucking mononym.
Like The Edge?
Yeah, that's fucking stupid. I'm The Edge. Oh, The Edge of what? Shut the fuck up, you fucking clown. Although he is a really good musician, and Bono is a great singer.
Yeah.
Writes good songs too, but he's a cunt.
There was a good stretch for them. You just get old enough and rich enough where you're out of touch, and that's where it all goes south, I think. But speaking of money and hiding money, top story here that I want to talk about this week was Joel Osteen. Real piece of shit that guy was. There was some leaky pipes in the walls at the old mega church there. And he found $600,000 stuffed inside the walls. Why do you call and report that is what I don't understand.
I don't know. I mean, they had already filed an insurance claim like 10 years ago or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, for the somebody stole, allegedly.
Yeah.
Because here's what I got from this story. When they reported that $600,000 missing, how does it end up in a wall within the church? If you're a robber, why would you bury it within the church?
I mean, that says that it was an inside job for sure. Whether or not Osteen was involved seems unlikely because he wouldn't go that far out of his way for $600,000. He sold 22 million copies of his book, 23 million now, 23 million copies, which means he's made about $250 million in profit off of that book so far. So I doubt he's scrounging around for fucking $600K, but it is weird. Did you see there's somebody saw him in public the other day and turned on their front-facing camera and said, "Hey, Joel Osteen, hey, let's take a picture." Hey, and as soon as he got in the picture, he goes, "Hey, you're a giant piece of shit, right?"
No way.
Oh, yeah, it's really funny. And Osteen's like, it's funny. I'm Joel Osteen.
Yeah.
My hair.
My God.
Why does Joel Osteen still have the same haircut that Danny Tanner had in 1992?
Why do you give up a good thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
You're making that much money. It's a no-fuss haircut. Why not? Why
fix
not?
what's not broken.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That guy's a giant piece of shit. Though.
Oh, terrible. We were talking about the hurricane. He was the one who was like, nah, we're not opening this up.
Yeah, well, you don't want to get people's footprints everywhere.
No, you don't want to get that place dirty.
It's disrespectful to Jeebus.
The best part about it was, it was $200,000 in cash, $400,000 in checks.
Yep.
If I'm the guy who found that, taking some of that cash and walking away from that job.
Right, yeah. I mean, how did they know how much it was?
When he actually called the police.
No, I mean, like, how when they filed the original insurance claim, how did they know how much it was?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that.
Like, did they go through and count all the checks and then they went missing? I didn't hear about it.
There's got to be some bookkeeping there, one would imagine, especially if you're running a church like that. The other beauty of it was the righteous gemstones, which it seems like it's like right out of the script for the righteous gemstones. They got right on top of that story and dropped the trailer for the new season as soon as that story landed. So both were trending at the same time. It feels like it's part of the TV show, but it's not. And that's real life, and people still love that guy.
Yeah, it's weird.
Crazy, right? Osteen. Fucking Osteen.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Even when I was in the hospital, there was a whole channel dedicated to him on Sunday where you could watch his fucking bullshit all day long.
His church is ugly as fuck, too.
Is it really?
Yeah, when you drive by it in Houston, it's just a big brown box. Like,
Oh, it doesn't look like Nick Cannon's house, like a fucking community college or technical school or something.
no, like if you're gonna be that opulent, like do like the Catholics do and get fucking wild with it. Like,
Yeah, have
this
some
is
gold
bullshit.
sinks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking bullshit on the outside.
What
Some
if
gargoyles.
What if
Yeah.
what if Joel Osteen just pops out with fucking a platinum grill at some point and just starts flaunting it?
It'd be great.
That's the next step. Usually, people who are getting away with shit try to take it farther and farther.
Yeah.
For some reason, you got to think he's going to start doing something weird, right?
Is his wife hot? Can you pull up a picture, Bob, of the family? I feel like the wife is super hot, if I remember correctly. Not that he's a bad-looking guy, but you wonder who goes along with this shit, and if it's because she seems like cast out of a movie. What do we got? Pop it up on screen here. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what you picture it to look like. Look at the two of them.
It looks like they've both had quite a bit of fucking Botox.
Yeah, you got to keep up the appearances. Look at that fucking salad on Osteen. Congratulations, my man. He's winning in two ways in life. Maybe the Lord put his good hands on that fucking scalp of his.
Yeah, it's too bad there's no such thing as hell, because that guy would definitely go there.
Next up, the White House is working with reporters to make themselves look better. Not a shock here.
No.
Biden administration is reportedly meeting privately with journalists to change the coverage it is getting on the supply chain crisis and other economic issues that have been causing Biden's approval ratings to plummet.
They should just hire Adam Schefter, because he's been doing this for NFL franchises for years now. Apparently.
Years.
The newsletter from CNN, a newsletter from CNN states the following. The White House, not happy with the news media's coverage of the supply chain and economy, has been working behind the scenes trying to reshape coverage in its favor. The conversations have been productive. They're saying this out loud and then saying that the conversations have been productive. Now, maybe CNN is starting to take a slow turn towards real journalism. They still have two more knuckleheads to get rid of, right? Like, I don't mind Anderson Cooper that much, but Stelter and Don Lemon got to go. If they're gonna pivot back to being an actual news organization, they have to get rid of those two as well. Looks like Lemon's already on his way out. Stelter, I don't know what you're gonna find about him, but I know what you can find. In about 2 weeks, you'll find a T-shirt on DrinkinBros.com of Brian Stelter as Humpty Dumpty falling off a CNN wall and cracking himself on the ground.
Oh, boy.
So you have that to look forward to at least.
Just a healthy 35-year-old man.
He's 36 now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. So,
Congratulations.
Yeah, he looks like he's fucking 80. He looks like an 80-year-old fat woman that's transitioned to a man, basically.
Yeah, and look, with the CNN outfit, you're still missing Tubin.
Yeah.
Tubin was jacking off in front of all of his colleagues, kept his job.
Yeah.
Kathy Griffin was bitching about that the other day. You know, she got fired for saying something wild on the New Year's Eve special, let alone Homeboy was just jacking off, and he's still there.
Yep.
Don Lemon this week was brought up during the Smollett trial.
Yeah.
Jussie Smollett sending text messages saying, hey, my friends inside the police department there has said your story is fabricated. You better get your shit together.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why a journalist would be helping somebody fake a hate crime.
I think they fucked in real life.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
That's my guess.
Possible. A major issue right now, as everybody knows, for voters is inflation. I think the economy is by and large, almost every single year, the thing that people vote on the most. Jobs, and the jobs report has been pretty shitty lately. Currently, Biden's approval rating is so low that he has a lower approval rating than every governor in the U.S., which is new. And his approval rating has dipped as low as 18% in one state. A recent poll released in November found that if midterms were held today, registered voters would vote for Republican candidates for Congress over Democratic candidates by a 10-point margin. That's a no-name Republican versus a no-name Democrat. 10-point swing in the favor of Republicans, which was not the case, obviously, in 2020. Many political pundits have already stated that they believe Democrats will get blown out in the midterms of the House of Representatives, and more on that later with mandates and such. But while the 2020 U.S. Senate map didn't look favorable for Republicans at the start of the Biden administration, now it's starting to trend in that direction, which is interesting.
Yeah, and when I was in the hospital, I had nothing but time to watch news and everything else. I caught 2 Biden press conferences, one for Omicron when it came out, and the other one was about what he was going to say to Putin, whenever that happened. There was cue cards on the podium, and when he talked to the journalist, he called them out by name, and he said, all right, it says here I've got to talk to Kristen Stallworth from the AP News. Yeah. Kristen, where are you? I mean, that's how obvious it is now. You're no longer just calling on people anymore. Everything is pre-planned, pre-thought out, and he's got a time limit, and that's it, and he's out of there. It's about 4 to 6 questions, and then he's gone.
Pretty much every news conference ends with him walking away from confused journalists trying to ask him questions.
Yeah.
Politico reported earlier this week that internal polling from Democratic strategists showed that what they found was, quote, worse than expected, and that the party's entire brand was a wreck, which is, makes sense because to win the election, which is what happens, Biden picked some fake progressive woman to run with him. Neither one of them are progressive, by the way. They're just a couple of authoritarian retards, but he kowtowed a little bit to the far left and said, oh, we'll do this, do that. He's done none of it. All he has done is fuck up COVID, lock people down more, and cause record high inflation.
Oh, and the border.
Nobody cares about that.
Yeah, well, Kamala was in charge of it. She still hasn't been there, right?
I mean, she said, well, what would I even do down there? I don't know, lead.
Take a picture.
You're a leader.
Take a picture like AOC.
Lead. Yeah, I don't know. This is typical CNN, but not only are they covering, it's typical collusion with the White House. CNN is reporting on this. They said that the administration is working with journalists to try to shape their narrative, and CNN reported that. It's not something that should immediately raise suspicion for everybody who reads that sentence, not only about politics in general, but about CNN specifically. But they don't just cover the news; they also cover it up, right?
Yeah. So, which is our next story here.
Yeah, Chris Cuomo has gone from being on indefinite suspension from CNN to being an unemployed person altogether, which is maybe that's the reason the jobs report was bad. It's hard to say. Maybe.
Look, there's 2 brothers now who are at Subway making some Italian subs.
Yeah, the BMT, it's a good one.
Yeah.
The younger brother of the former New York governor, I don't remember why he's not the governor anymore, was already in hot water at CNN after it came to light that Chris had tried to help his older brother, Andrew, dodge sexual harassment allegations. Well, it turns out that's not the full story. He was also digging up dirt on the victims, which is basically, I mean, if you want to be Hillary Clinton, dude, just transition. You don't even really need to transition. Just let your ankles get fat.
Or just let your hair grow like that swimmer.
And start wearing pantsuits. Now a sexual misconduct claim made by a former colleague of at ABC News has effectively ended Cuomo's career as a news anchor, at least on CNN, but he will probably have a YouTube channel here soon. And unlike
podcasts, everything.
Yeah, podcasts. Unlike Sagar and Yeti and Crystal Ball's show, his will not be censored constantly by YouTube.
No.
That'll be the difference there.
No.
It's since come to light that CNN President Jeff Zucker had originally defended Chris Cuomo after he helped his brother navigate a sexual harassment scandal. In a virtual town hall with CNN last May, Zucker conceded that Chris had made a mistake, but said suspending him would be, quote, punishment for the sake of punishing. I don't know what that means.
I don't either. What they're not talking about here in this story, and what nobody's really talking about, was the ratings for Chris Cuomo versus what he was making. It was the lowest they've ever been. I think it was a convenient out for CNN to get out of that contract, which is why he's about to sue CNN for $6 million.
Yeah.
So
the employees of CNN were surprised by the initial response. That is that Zucker didn't fire him immediately, or at least suspend him. Turns out after months of Zucker defending Cuomo, they were equally surprised when they reversed their position. But you're probably right. It was probably because the ratings were tanking.
that's it.
Otherwise, they would have just let this go on.
Yeah.
Zucker's opinion changed last week after Chris Cuomo followed in his big brother's footsteps with some sexual misconduct allegations. But also, I think when the text messages and shit like that were released from Letitia James' office, there was a concrete. It wasn't like somebody was saying or taking out of context or whatever the fuck. It's like this dude is clearly trying to help his brother avoid legal prosecution.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From a journalistic position. It's interesting. I don't know who's. It looks like I think Jake Tapper's going to take that spot. That's what I've heard.
He's
but
the
who
only
knows?
logical choice at this point.
Like you don't want the genderless Brian Stelter to take over that position.
He's too unlikable.
Yeah.
He won't do it. He's a talking head for another, show. It's got to go to Tapper.
You'd think so, yeah.
Jake Tapper, which is a unfortunate last name for somebody who's taken over for somebody not convicted but accused of sexual harassment. Jake Tapper's, insert your joke there.
Yeah, yeah. He's, Tapper's been caught with his pants down journalistically, but not with his actual pants down.
Not yet.
So I guess he gets a pass for now. We'll see what happens.
Now.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if CNN pivots again. I don't know how that's going to go. I mean, I'm sure they've, just like any political campaign, they do test balloons, like leak ideas to see how the public reacts and to decide if they're actually going to execute on it or not.
Tapper was leaked.
Yes. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I don't think they really don't want to have to fire another guy. But I feel like if Cuomo gets fired, and it's not for, they're not going to say it's for the sexual assault stuff. I think over time it'll come back more to the journalistic integrity thing, and that's the same issue that Lemon's having now. So if you're two top anchors, you're two primetime guys, like literal primetime guys, both get shit canned because they were fucking not real journalists, that's a big problem for a company that calls itself a news agency. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know how they react to that long term, like business strategy wise. I don't know what you do to repair your fucking image after that.
I don't either, but my money's on Tapper to take that spot if I'm betting on it. I don't know if my bookie has that up yet, but
I don't think so.
My money's on Tapper. By the way, so we got a sponsor here, ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. When I walked in today, I saw you in a Grinch outfit with this lovely weapon here on the table doing a photo shoot on a ghost bed.
Yep.
Is that for Christmas?
Yeah, sure is. Yeah. I don't think Ghostbed requested the rifle, but, I did. So.
But you did, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
On a personal note, no lie, I'm going home to see my family for Christmas. I used my own promo code and went ahead and shipped some pillows and sheets to my parents' house so that way I have them for when I get home for the holidays. I cannot live without the ghost bed. Worst part about being in the hospital was the goddamn mattresses and pillows to sleep on. The first night I got home, I slept like a fucking midget on Quaaludes.
Yep.
It was amazing. Best mattress, pillows, sheets, the adjustable base, everything. Best in the game. We've had them for years. We've got them for 2 more. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. 30% off everything in the entire store. They're doing some type of flash sale that it's 40 for certain things.
It's a bundle. So if you buy the bed and the adjustable base, it's 40% off your entire order
for the holidays.
Yeah.
So go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. Take advantage of that. Look, they've got the 36-month pay-as-you-go program, no interest there. So if you're looking to get something nice right before the holidays, now's the time because I just ordered mine yesterday. the sheets and the pillows, and it'll be there on Thursday. So if you're thinking it won't get there in time for the holidays, it will. Take advantage of that. It'll knock it down to like $35, $38 a month if you have decent credits. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today and check out all of their great mattresses and sheets and everything else. Best in the biz. Love these guys. Next up, the Omicron variant of COVID might be more helpful than harmful.
Well, it's already more fun to say, to be honest. Like, people made a big deal about them skipping G, but that's typical. Like, if it's somebody's name or a place or something, they usually do avoid it.
But the irony.
By the way,
it is pretty funny.
It wouldn't have been pronounced Z. That's
What
a
would
Greek letter. It would have been Chi.
Chi.
Oh, yeah.
But, print.
The spelling of it, print.
Yeah, print. But Omicron is dope. That's a cool word to say. I hope I die from Omicron. If I was going to die from any of it, unfortunately, not one person has yet. So it's probably unlikely. But if I was going to die from one of them, Omicron would be the one to do it.
Pfizer said they're approving a third booster as of a couple hours ago for
sweet.
Omicron. So if you get the if you get the booster shot after your first 2 shots, that will nuke out.
Israel's on the 4th shot.
They're on 4.
Yeah. But they use their space lasers to create it, I think.
Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah. So early data as on the Omicron variant, as they're calling it, shows that it's not. The text here says that it might not be as bad. It's definitely not. It's endemic now, which means that it's just part of life. That's reductive, but that's what it means. So according to the New York Times, researchers at a major hospital complex in Pretoria reported that their patients with the coronavirus are much less sick than those they have treated before, and that other hospitals are seeing the same trends. After the variant initially emerged, the WHO said Omicron poses a, quote, very high, end quote, risk and could bypass even those who've been vaccinated, saying the overall global risk related to the new variant is assessed as very high. It has an unprecedented number of spike mutations, some of which are concerning for their potential impact on the trajectory of the pandemic. Although doctors in South Africa have said that he's found the symptoms of the new variant to be much milder and could be easily treated at home without any hospitalization.
And they've got great scientists there and data research. And look, they were the first to report it because it happened there. They got the info out to the world, unlike China. And they were ahead of this. So shout out to South Africa down there. I also want to give you a shout out on this one. You had said when this all started that there would be so many different mutations of this. I don't know what number we're on right now, to be honest with you. But you had called this when this all started, and you were like, look, like there's going to be different variations of this.
Yeah.
And until this, cycles the entire world, then you won't be able to tackle, what it actually is and what you should actually do for it.
Yeah, this is the same carousel, for lack of a better phrase, that every novel virus goes through. At some point, your body adapts.
Right.
It's just the way it is. So Dr. Angelique Coetzee told The Telegraph, quote, their symptoms were so different and so mild from those I've treated before. Now, I remember the first couple of days we were hearing about this. CNN, Washington Post, even Drudge Report was like, oh, it's got weird symptoms that we should keep an eye on. They were just trying to stoke the fear, and it turns out the weird symptoms were that there weren't any.
And stuff their pockets.
Yeah. So considering the benefits of natural immunity gained by those who have already been infected by COVID, the Omicron variant could actually be beneficial insofar as, one, it's more transmissible with a much lower rate of hospitalization or severe illness, which means more people will get exposed to it, and they will have either no symptoms or mild symptoms, generally speaking. And it will also, over time, finally convince people that this has become endemic and it's no longer a reason to be fucking making policy. And I think the courts in America agree with that. We'll get to that after this MyBookie ad.
Absolutely. MyBookie.com, promo code Drinkin Bros doubles your deposit. This week, we got NFL show tomorrow odds, and then we got college football that we're doing, all the bowl games. Let's face it, you're at home with your family. You're going to want to gamble on some shit and take your mind off of whatever the fuck's going on there. Booze and gambling is what you do over the holidays. There is no better place to bet than MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles your deposit. Real quick teaser here, boys. Are we leaning towards Georgia-Alabama rematch for the title?
No.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Bob.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. Like, Michigan's probably the second best team Georgia's played all year, but it's like the perfect type of team for Georgia's built to beat that type of team, like a power running team.
100%.
So, like, if Michigan was the same defense, but their offense was pass heavy, I would be kind of on Michigan's side, but I don't know. That game's really fucking hard for me to read.
I got Georgia wiping the fucking floor.
I think Georgia got caught off guard and punched in the mouth a little bit in Alabama.
Bowl rematch.
Oh, God. Who's in the Peach Bowl?
Georgia, Cincinnati.
What fucking planet are you from?
If Cincinnati beats Alabama. Look, nothing would make me happier in this world than Cincinnati to win the fucking natty.
I'm with Register on this. The vibes are Cincy.
Really?
Yeah, they upset Alabama, but they can't bring it home.
The vibes. What did your crystals tell you that? Shut the fuck up.
They lose.
I said this.
They lose in the finals.
I said this 3 months ago. 2 months ago, I guess. Georgia and Alabama in a 3-game playoff to decide the national championship. We could have skipped this whole fucking season.
Yeah, but we're not going to get 3 games. We're going to get 2. And even if Georgia wins, it's shitty for Alabama because
it's shitty for both of them because everybody wants that 3rd game.
Yes. Nothing pisses me off more than a rematch in the national championship.
Yeah, it sucks.
And the crazy part about it is it's Alabama every time in these fucking rematches. This will be the 3rd one for them.
Well, if Alabama comes back and beats them twice, then it's clear who is the best team. Right?
Yeah. And look, if you believe in Cincy, the odds are already up on my bookie right now. Go and bet money on it. Cincinnati's a long shot in this. So if you believe in them, now's the time to take advantage of it before the games kick off. Go to mybookie.com, promo code Drinkin Bros. Doubles your deposits. Next up, another Biden mandate has been struck down by the federal courts. Which one was it this time here?
This time it is the federal contractors. So all of our friends that own companies that have government contracts, they no longer have to require their employees to get vaccinated, which is interesting. So the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Georgia told the Biden administration to halt enforcement in all covered contracts in any state or territory of the United States of America, which is a pretty broad fucking ruling. The court said that Biden had likely exceeded his authority under the Procurement Act, which is the same thing the other 2 judges have said. So this shit affects millions of Americans. There's millions of federal contractors out there.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear this. This is now the 3rd mandate that's been killed by federal courts, including the healthcare worker mandate. I think that was last week. And then 2 or 3 weeks ago was the private company over 100 employees mandate, and more on that one as well here in a minute. So that's 3 federal court rulings that cease mandates, which means SCOTUS would probably have to take up one or more of these cases and impine from the bench. There's conflict between active legislation, enforcement, and the federal courts. And all 3 of the courts have ruled already that Biden overstepped his authority. So I don't know if that's going to happen yet, though, because according to fucking CNBC, to The Hill, the Senate is getting ready to vote sometime today or tomorrow or something like that to pass a bill that nullifies Biden's mandate at least for private employers, right? Joe Manchin's already signed on to it, apparently, according to these people, as has John Tester. So that's a 52 vote. I mean, it's all they need, really.
52-48.
Yeah. So I wouldn't expect it to happen in the House. I don't think they have the numbers for that, but maybe.
Not even close.
Well, maybe. I mean, a lot of people. So Gretchen Whitmer recently has spoken out against mandates. It's been happening with these lefties all over the country now that have been historically pro-mandate, and now they're saying that, well, maybe we shouldn't be doing it. It's because the election's coming up this year, right?
Well,
or next year.
And the other part about it, too, is the abortion issue is pretty it's a pretty hot-button topic these days. And if you're going to say my body, my choice, it's the same thing with these mandates, right? How does that not apply to both?
So
So
Gretchen Whitmer, Phil Murphy, has shied away from the mandates. a bunch of governors have said that they don't support the mandate anymore, which is really interesting. So I think it looks like this fight is being won by those on the side of liberty, which is interesting because that doesn't happen that much these days.
Or because it's election, we're now in the. I don't know if you've noticed it, but outside my neighborhood, the signs are already up for 2022.
Yeah.
Is it because of that, or are they actually doing it for liberty?
Well,
no idea.
It's not like they've become good people all of a sudden. No, they're doing it to get votes. But that's how the process works, I guess. Is they want to win the vote, so they have to tailor their message to get it and tailor their actions to get it as well. Mm-hmm. That's not really how it's supposed to work, but that is how it does work.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Unfortunately, speaking of health, next up we got pendulumlife.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros gets you 20% off here. Talking about diabetes here, D'Anthony. Look, health is more important than just diet and exercise. I'll be the first to tell you that. Research increasingly shows that a healthy gut microbiome is crucial to healthy life. Pendulum Therapeutics is the first and only biotech company to isolate important beneficial bacterial strain and put that strain into a convenient new probiotic-rich capsule that is formulated to help manage type 2 diabetes and nurture your body's microbiome. The Pendulum Glucose Control is the first and only medical probiotic clinically shown to help manage type 2 diabetes when taken with medication.
Yeah, it's we take so many antibiotics for things, minor illnesses even, and the result of that is that it kills all of the good bacteria in our guts, and we wonder why we're all fucked up all the time these days.
Look, if you've got type 2 diabetes, this one is designed to lower the A1C and after meal blood glucose levels, which are super important. It can feel like an uphill battle to keep post-meal blood sugar and A1C levels where you need them. Pendulum can certainly help with that. So if you struggle to manage these levels with diet and exercise, you might want to hop on this train right here. They've got a team of scientists, doctors, innovators that have isolated the unique strains of beneficial gut bacteria that help people with type 2 diabetes and manage their blood sugar levels. If somebody you love or yourself has type 2 diabetes, take control of glucose levels with Pendulum Glucose Control. Use promo code DrinkinBros at pendulumlife.com to get 20% off all products. That is Pendulum, pendulumlife.com. Promo code DrinkinBros for 20% off there. Next up, Jussie.
Juicy.
Juicy?
There's a hashtag
Jussie
going on. It's Justice for Juicy, spelled Juicy, which is really funny.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they're obviously just making fun of this guy because he's the biggest clown on earth.
Bob, did this trial go to the jury?
Yeah, jury's in deliberation right now. I was actually just about to see if there's any updates, but I don't think there has been.
I thought this would be a quick deliberation.
Well, they have to deal with 6 counts, I guess. So maybe he doesn't get all 6.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. But it looks like, they're still deliberating.
Yeah, look, it's the most important acting role of his life right now.
He's fighting for his life.
Yeah.
Here. A lot of people would say.
A lot of people. He's fighting for his bank account.
Not me.
No.
It was interesting to see that he didn't make that much money in acting so far.
It's all going. He'll be bankrupt after this trial.
He's definitely fucked now.
Yeah.
But I'm not really upset about that.
Yeah. What I loved, and I wish this was televised, is he took the stand this week, said that essentially tried to say that it was a jilted lover, and that he was attacked by him, and that they had done some cocaine, ecstasy, gone to some bathhouses, and masturbated together.
Well, it's still. He's done some other interesting things. His attorney claimed that the judge lunged at her.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yep.
He stopped the prosecution in mid-sentence to tell him not to repeat back the words that he had texted to people.
The N-word, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like interesting defense choice. I don't know. I think maybe he's counting on, you know how it is when a college gets, when they do some fucked up shit and they self-report, but only about 60% of what actually happened and hope that that's fine. That seems like what he's trying to, like, throwing dissent off. Like, really, we were just doing drugs and fucking, man. That's not that bad, right?
The weird thing to me is when this whole thing started, he could have paid a fine and just admitted that he lied and then moved on with his life, right? Yeah. He's taken this to a whole new level. Because even if you win, what do you really win?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could sue the city of Chicago afterwards if you were to win. But let's face it, there's no fucking way in hell he's going to win this, right?
No. Certainly not. Unfortunately, he's not really going to get penalized for it that much either. I mean,
well, it's what, a maximum of 4 years in prison?
Yeah, something like that.
But everybody's saying
he's not going to get prison time.
Yeah, they'll say it'll be probation or something like that.
Yeah. Can you let me see if I can send this to you. There's a tweet from Kamala Harris from January 29th of 2019.
Yep.
And I just want you to pull that up if you can. It's on her main Twitter page. It's not on, because she wasn't the vice president yet. Although some would argue she's still not.
Yeah.
Because her entire staff is leaving because she has no job to do. Because the one job they gave her was the border. And she was like, well, what would I even do if I went down there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I don't fucking know. Your fucking job. Bitch.
Yeah, you're the vice president.
The two men seen in the video, we've all seen this shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you?
But pop that up on screen,
go ahead
Bob.
and put that up there, because there's another one too. All right.
Jussie Smollett is one of the kindest, most gentle human beings I know. I'm praying for his quick recovery. This was an attempted modern-day lynching. No one should have to fear for their life because of their sexuality or the color of their skin. We must confront this hate. I agree with the last sentence, but it's on the other side.
Yeah, this is completely fabricated. By the way, what you're seeing right there is a complete sociopath. I think that Kamala Harris is a sociopath. I think a lot of people get into politics for the right reasons and then get corrupted by the process. And I think a lot of people fall into what is a very toxic trap, but thinking they know better than other people and that the noble lie is going to save somebody, so it's okay to tell it. I think a lot of people fall into that. I don't think either one of those things are particularly ethical, but they are probably more common than what Kamala Harris is, which is just a simple sociopath. She used the plight of her so-called people, right, and found an effigy for it, lied about it, and presented that as a way to bolster her personal fucking credentials to be the vice president of the United States.
Yeah.
I can't think of a shittier thing that a human being could do. Well, I guess at the time she was vying for president still. It's all about power for these people. That's all.
I'm surprised that tweet still exists, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it's still up there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bob just pulled it up.
Yeah. Well,
I'm surprised you don't scrub that.
I mean, people would notice if you scrubbed it.
They would.
Unless you go full Chrissy Teigen and scrub all of them.
Or you say, hey, I looked at this case because I was a prosecutor, and what was she, a DA? And
she was the Attorney General of California.
That's right. That's right.
But she was the District Attorney of San Francisco first, I think.
She could have reached out to that prosecutor in Chicago and said, hey, what's the real fucking story on this?
Yeah, I'm sure she has his number because Don Lemon had it,
Yeah.
apparently.
I think they used to bone. Again, I really think they used to bone.
Yeah, the two men seen in the video, the Osendaro brothers, or however you say their names, both of whom have known Jussie for multiple years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't understand how the timeline he's trying to, because obviously the first thing he said was a lie.
Yep.
Because he's trying to pretend like he's defending himself against filing a false police report, right? But his defense is that the guy attacked him because he was a jilted lover of some sort. So you're telling me that these two giant men attacked you and somehow all of this alleged racist stuff happened, including, I mean, none of it makes any sense.
No, Bob, didn't he say that the guys were white that attacked him?
Yes.
First of all?
Yes.
Okay, these guys couldn't be any blacker.
No,
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
No, they're
dark-skinned
they're literally
African
from Africa.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah, I suppose you could make that mistake if they looked like Jussie
Exactly.
in the middle of the night at 3 in the morning or whatever. But
Like a nice John Legend, like a light-skinned guy, right? You could say that's 1, 2. Isn't there footage of them rehearsing
yes.
what's going to happen as far as the attack goes, Bob?
Yeah, and then there's of course the check for $3,500, which Juicy says is for
Nutrition and health.
nutrition and health.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Now that one you can get away with.
yeah. I mean, I guess, but not after the fucking rehearsal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's trying to change the goalpost. He's trying to change the story from whether or not he got attacked by white supremacists or not, and whether or not he got attacked by these brothers or not, and if he paid them. Those are two different questions.
Uh-huh.
The first thing, the police report he filed had clearly false information in it.
Yeah.
So he's guilty immediately just because of that. The question is just how guilty. How much of the city's time and money has he wasted, I guess? And what is the city willing to do to get, I guess, justice for
Or
that?
retribution for, yeah.
I don't know if there's any justice to be had there. But he says they used multiple racial slurs, and one of them shouted, "This is MAGA country." Now, you're telling me two dudes from Nigeria were able to do that without fucking revealing their accent?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? They've tried to call me a bunch of times to sell me insurance and tell me that the fucking IRS is coming after me.
Well, not only that, but they were background actors, not real actors. So
Yeah.
it's not like they had extensive training and were able to fake that as well.
No, this is all ridiculous. It'll be interesting to see what the verdict is.
Look, if Brian Kelly couldn't fake a Southern accent down at LSU,
Yeah.
what do you think these two guys from Africa could? Not a prayer.
I mean, this is a class 4 felony, which is not. It's not like murder or anything, but it's a felony.
Yeah.
It's going to affect him for the rest of his life if he gets a felony for sure.
Yeah.
Even if he just gets probation and doesn't get jail time.
Don Lemon's not going to suck his dick anymore.
He probably will, because Don Lemon's going to get fired too, and they're going to have to fucking live in the same trailer together, probably down by the water there.
That's great.
Yeah.
Look, if you're living in a trailer down by the water, doing some DB merch, you know, go to drinkinpros.com. Store's up. It's stocked. We got new sweatshirts. You're wearing one, Dan. We got the new hats in there, long sleeves. Everything is stocked at the DB merch store right now. And that's at drinkinbros.com. Just click on the store icon, and you can open it up. I don't know if you pulled it up. There you go, Bob. What do we got? We got the new shakers. Everything's in there. Look at all of that. The new Grinch Fauci shirt is in there.
Oh, we've got 2 new ones going up, I think, tomorrow. So one of them is, actually, I'll send you a picture of them both so you can pull it up right quick. Hang on. Who do I send this to? Don't tell me what to do.
What's the program one? I haven't seen this one. What does that say?
Oh, no, that's, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Program on the
It's
screen.
covering, okay.
Yeah, hang on a sec.
Drinkin' Bros, Pornhub, long sleeves. Everything's in there now.
Yeah.
And we've also got some female apparel
Yeah.
that is finally in there.
Yeah, Brittany's working on all that shit now.
Yeah,
Luckily,
so
we
but
found
they're up. There's some female shirts in there.
Yeah, there are.
So for years, everybody's bitched that there's no female specific shirts. I get it. You can't just buy a dude's extra small and pray for the best. Now you got your own merch in there, so you're good to go on that.
All right, I just sent you that picture. It's 2 new shirts that will be out sometime this week, probably today.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go ahead and pull that up. Oh boy, you weren't even logged into the fucking site yet.
Come on, Bob.
Man, you guys.
The
Just
disappointment
worst.
right now.
I could have airdropped the goddamn thing.
Yeah, you want us to airdrop it?
we got it on the other computer.
Better than the two-step verification.
Yeah.
Every
shit.
fucking time, dude.
Every website now is 2-step.
Yeah, Google can suck it, man.
Let it snow. Is that your face?
Sure is. Yeah,
That's
so
great.
Remember a couple of years ago, Walmart put out that shirt that said "Let It Snow" and it was Santa, and there was just 3 lines in front of them, and they were like, "Oh no, we didn't mean to do that," and they
Yeah.
pulled it off the market. Well, guess what, bitch?
It's back.
I do cocaine all the time.
Yeah.
And I expect you to do cocaine over the holidays with your family, provided they are 18 or older.
Sure.
So pull that back up.
There you go.
The other one is one of our quotes: "See something, do something." Saying shit doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But I really want to focus on the one on the right. Can you blow it up a little bit?
There
Make
you
it
go.
bigger?
Let's see that cocaine.
Yeah. I really want everybody to get a very clear image of what's happening there.
Will this get us tossed off YouTube? Probably.
No, it's fine.
Is that a crack pipe too?
No, it's just a fucking.
2 bottles.
2 bottles.
There you
yeah.
go.
Yep. There it is.
There it is, kids. Let it snow. You got to get that.
Yeah. I would recommend it.
Got to get it for the fam. Go to drinkinbros.com. Click on the store icon. New shirts all the time. We're stocked. That was an issue for years. And now that it's solved, we got everything. Hoodies, you name it. A bunch of apparel and,
we got a bunch of new shit.
Drinkware, everything.
A lot of new stuff coming out soon, too.
It's great. Next up, it's beginning to look a lot like World War III. Everywhere you go.
Yeah.
We got Russia. We got China. Who else? Who else is in the mix here?
Well, us, Australia, who we gave a bunch of submarines to, are putting their own people in concentration camps.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird. I don't know how they're going to use the submarines for that. But France sure as shit isn't going to help us if this thing goes sideways.
No.
They don't help out a lot in world wars. It's fine.
No, they don't have a good track record.
I think it's the 3rd Panzer Division, a unit of French soldiers on horseback took down a tank division or a tank unit. So I think they'll be all right, but not anymore. That's the problem with Western Europe. All the alphas got killed during World War II. That's why they're all pussies now.
Yeah.
That's my theory anyways. But anyways, yeah, this is Russia's fucking around with Ukraine again. Don't be surprised if you see some Crimea thrown in there. And
Taiwan and China.
Taiwan and Hong Kong, maybe. We'll see about them and China are getting after it again. And Biden's like, I think this is all political theater, to be honest. Biden's like, I had a stern talking to with them. Like, what's the end? What does China want to be in a war? They don't. Russia might. China definitely does not want to be in a war.
My money would be on Russia.
Yeah, China wants to make money, but then you gotta believe that Vladimir Putin's the ultimate pragmatist. He's not going to start a war he can't win, for sure. Like, he's the richest man on earth, probably.
Right.
There's no way he's going to fucking do that. He would have to be insane.
But let me ask you this: let's say they do invade Ukraine, right? Does the U.S. do anything after what happened in Afghanistan?
Well, I mean,
Biden in particular.
I think we might be bound less in Ukraine than we are in Taiwan, technically. Like, we have there's an actual treaty with Taiwan where we're required, quote unquote, to help them. But Ukraine, we've seen this shit before. So I don't know. It depends on how far they go, I guess, and what it is. If it's just a regime change, how would you make the argument against Russia changing the regime in Ukraine and say that Russia shouldn't have come to the aid of Iraq when we did regime change?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just a weird discussion to have. I don't know how that goes.
I don't either. I think the Russia thing will go down.
Probably. I think there's going to be some skirmishes there. Yeah.
I don't think the China thing will. They got the Winter Olympics coming up in February.
Yeah.
And, we're already boycotting diplomats there.
Yeah, I don't know what a diplomatic boycott is. That means that all the athletes are going, but none of our national representation politically. Is that what that means?
I just think Biden's didn't want to go.
Yeah, well, he can't, right?
No.
He's like fucking...
He'd die.
Yeah, there's no way.
It's too long of a flight.
Yeah. I think he goes into an iron lung every time they fly intercontinental.
Because I think Jill Biden, she did the last one, right? For... what was the last? Was it the Summer Games?
In Japan.
Yeah. Yeah, she went in place of him. So what are you really saying there? She's probably like, bro, I don't want to go to China. Don't make me do all this shit. I'm fucking president right now.
Yeah, she is.
So
I don't know why anybody would want to go to China.
I don't either.
To be honest, look, I understand that people say it's unfair to the athletes that they work their whole life for just this one opportunity. Like, yeah, life's unfair, motherfucker. A lot of people in China work their whole life to not get murdered by their government, and it happens every day. There's 1,400 active concentration camps. So you think your lifetime of work to see how well you can pole vault is more important than fucking hundreds of thousands of Uyghur Muslims' lives? Fuck you. I don't buy that shit.
Have you seen the curling event though?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Kind of
It's
worth
terrible.
it.
And I don't
Kind of
trust-
worth it.
Curling is bigger in Canada anyways, which is not to be trusted.
We won. We won last time. It was the guy with the mustache.
Is the Winter Olympics too, which aren't real in my opinion.
Well, so
Yes.
look, I tune in for Shaun White. I tune into the fat guy with the mustache who curls. And then the bobsled, I think.
Apollo Ono.
Yeah. No, he's dead.
Oh, is he?
He was in, what, 90 Olympics? He can't be alive anymore, right?
I don't know. There's possibly no way of figuring that out.
No chance.
No chance. No need, Bob. Don't even look it up. I think I'm pretty correct.
Now I think he's tweeting right now.
Yeah. I think the bobsled team from Canada defected, or not, whatever you want to call that. Now they're racing for America, so we'll probably win that. I'm good for about 3 or 4 of these events. I get sucked into the magic of it.
Ono's 39, so maybe there's a chance he's still kicking it.
I don't know. No. I doubt it. That's just, you're going at high speed around the rink. There's no way. There's no way he's in it. Next up, Viagra may be prescribed to beat off dementia. Yeah. I'll let that joke hang for a while.
Why not?
I'm going to let that joke hang for a while, okay? We just did that. You're welcome. If you're listening on audio, you're welcome. If you're watching the video, you're welcome. A new study has found evidence that Viagra may reduce the risk of Alzheimer's by 69%.
This
Gonna let that joke hang for a while.
I don't know if this is even real.
It's real. I'm going to let that joke hang as well. But it's real, which is good news to the flaccid and confused elderly men all over the world. Experts analyzed data on 7.2 million U.S. adults and found regular users had a 69% lower chance of being diagnosed with Alzheimer's over the following 6 years.
I'm not sure.
This is a real story, by the way.
I'm not sure this is what the world needs. More boned up, mentally sharp old people. Like, how is that going to benefit anybody?
Well, look, it's been a rumor for years that these nursing homes are just fuck factories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. There's a big actually, Parks and Rec did a bit on it one time because everybody
is getting STDs.
Yeah, there's just like rampant STDs because they don't care about pregnancy anymore.
No,
so they just fucking bang raw and everybody's fucking everybody.
Everybody.
Is, it gives you something to look forward to in your old age, I suppose. Oof. But man, I don't know if it's.
I don't want any part of that.
Health is rough.
I almost don't want my dick to work at that age. If I'm stuck, hypothetical, my wife dies, I lose my fucking shit, and I got to end up in one of those homes. I don't want my dick to work. I don't even want to think about somebody else's 90-year-old pussy and how I can get in it.
Yeah, I mean, you might just do the second half gay. That'd probably be better than old puss.
What I don't want to fuck a dude, obviously, but like, what about a bro house? Where it's just, hey, dude, we're watching football, we're getting fucking rocked, taking meds, living our lives, but we don't go into an old folks' home, and everybody kind of looks after each other, and that's it. That's kind of what I would like to. Like an old person's fraternity house.
This was a research team in Cleveland. They tested 1,600 approved drugs to see if they could be repurposed to tackle the underlying cause of Alzheimer's, and found that the active ingredient in Viagra, which you can get on GetRoman.com
/ Drinkin Bros.
Lowered the levels of toxic proteins that trigger dementia. Now, remember, the drugs that are in these ED medications originally won Nobel Prizes because they oxygenate blood and all kinds of other shit, right? And if I'm not mistaken, the original Viagra drug was supposed to be a treatment for some kind of lung condition, and they found out that one of the side effects was getting more boned up. So it's not weird, as much as CNN would like to refer to normal treatments as horse dewormers. It's not weird for a drug to be repurposed not only from one treatment to another, but also from one species to another, right? Like we're all organic life, so sometimes that makes sense. Lead researcher, Dr. something, Feizhong Qing, maybe, he said...
Looks good to me.
Sildenafil may have... that's the active ingredient in Viagra, may have neuroprotective effects and reduce levels of toxic
Tau?
AU proteins. I'm not sure what those are.
No, actually. I'm fluent. It's tau.
Well, I just don't know what those proteins are, but hopefully the new discovery will lead to a future filled with aging men that are sharp as a tack and hard as a rock. Which I think is a good.
A lot of puns in this one. Big fan, but I actually believe that this is true.
Well, it's not a matter of you believing or not. They've done the research, and that's what it shows. Now, whether
Yeah, but 1,600 people, is that really enough?
No. Much bigger than 1,600 people. They tested 1,600 different drugs.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that people were regularly on. So what you'll do is you just ask people, you pay them money, like, hey, report your drug usage over the next 6 years. And they're all in, either elderly or whatever the fuck. And you track all the drug use, and you see, okay, in this subset, they had a slightly lower rate. What drugs are they taking? So on and so forth. And you narrow down the subsets until you find trends like this. That's how they do that data research. So it's definitely legit. It's just fucking weird as shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, if you have dementia, it'd be nice to get a sweet boner, I guess.
What do you call that? Right now it's a silver alert.
Yeah.
But what happens when the guy is aware of where he is? He just has his dick out and it's hard.
Gold.
Yeah.
Gold, brother.
It's a platinum alert.
You got that fucking gold cock, bro. That gold cock.
That's something altogether different. I think we need to come up with some new terminology for it.
Do we? We're not really that creative as a fucking government. What's even the Amber Alert, right? Still a color.
Are you responsible for your actions if you're that old and that horned up on Roman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Just checking.
Yeah, you're still...
if you're trying to advocate for rape, then I'm gonna say
No, not at all. Just random actions, that much blood lost from the brain.
Old dudes have been doing creepy shit forever, man. Come on.
And I don't know if you know this, Giorgio, but Dan has been against rape for years.
Since I worked here, yeah.
But before it was trendy, so...
Yeah.
I meant more like stealing an extra pudding in the cafeteria because he's all hyped up on Roman.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about making like a fleshlight or something?
No, just because you want to eat another pudding.
You're just, if your nurse walks in and you're fucking Ziploc bag full of pudding, what's she really going to do? Shame you? Like, clearly you have no shame.
Yeah. If
you've got your dick in pudding, you have no shame.
Yeah.
So just live your life. And, maybe we need more judgment-free nursing homes.
Maybe. Giorgio, I think you were just talking about eating it though, right?
After.
Oh, God.
That made it worse.
Jesus Christ. We need a color of Giorgio's high alert. Like, how high are you? It'll go from orange to green.
It's yellow right now.
Yeah. My God, man. I can see it in your eyes back there. There's no camera on Giorgio for a reason. There it is.
You can see these eyes.
There we go.
They're shining.
My God. What are you on right now?
Well, I don't even know.
A little of this, little of that.
Yeah, some blues, some greens.
Don't be ashamed of it.
A few with these little logos on them, Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just mix it up, throw it down. Let's go.
Yeah, why not? Why not? You still look healthier than Bob.
Training every day, 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
Got Dakota coming up.
Is that fight real, by the way, with Dakota Meyer?
It's going to be christening the new studio as soon as we open there.
Andrew's actually talking to my bookie about having them give odds on it.
That'd be great. Yeah. Is it jiu-jitsu?
Jiu-jitsu, 25-minute time limit, I think. Probably keep going after the first submission because I plan on doing it a few times to him. Yeah.
Who do you got in that, Dan? He's your co-host on American Party.
I'm told by Tim Kennedy that he's a decent practitioner of jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
And he has probably, a 40-pound advantage? That's a big deal, I think.
It is, but Giorgio said he's going to bulk up for it.
We'll see, yeah. I mean, bulking up can make you slower than you usually are, too. We've seen that in professional fights.
How much weight are you going to put on, Giorgio?
I'll probably get to like 185, 190.
Where are you now?
135?
170.
Are you really?
Yeah.
God, 20 pounds, that's a lot. I mean, I don't know if you can generate 20 pounds of mass in that short amount of time.
You look so dainty.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm also losing weight too, that I'm getting back in shape. Like going every day and actually being able to go every day has been kind of a blessing now. But yeah, I might lose a little bit of weight just from sweating and working out so much.
Yeah, that's going to be an issue.
You weigh more than me right now.
Do I really?
It's crazy.
Dakota's probably like 215, right? 220,
yeah, I was thinking he'd
like
come in around 230 is what I was expecting.
I think he's he may be a little leaner than that, but yeah, it's somewhere between 215 and 230.
Yeah, I'd say 215, 220.
He's what, 5'10"?
Yeah.
No.
He's a little bit short. He's like a skosh shorter than I am.
Yeah, we're the same height. So he's not going to be able to use like a height advantage to get underneath me.
No,
and
but
jack me up.
he's got quite a bit of mass on you and upper body strength as well. And you've got a fucking pterodactyl wing growing out of the top of your shoulder.
Hey, the pterodactyl wing's been feeling good.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean
It's been
anything.
feeling good.
Also, how's his lower body strength?
I don't plan on getting under Dakota. I plan on taking his head to the floor.
Low man wins.
Yeah, I mean, you see how your plans work out.
I'm going to grab his arm, and I'm just going to pull it down.
When this goes down, I want to be front center for this. You told the audience on yesterday's show that you could beat Amanda Nunes. So I don't know.
This is what 1 month of training is doing. I'm just going to be talking shit the rest
I
of
think
the time.
we need to see if John Anik is doing anything for this and let him commentate the whole thing.
Oh, dude, we'll pay him to come in.
Yeah.
When is have you guys scheduled a date for this?
Opening it, so it's more dependent upon the new studio and the internet. I want it to be the first event there, full of AF Seltzer.
Sure.
Me fighting Dakota. Jack Mandeville is the ring girl. Already committed to it. Hopefully we can get Tim involved somehow as well.
I saw a picture of Tim today with GSP. Did you see that?
Yeah, they're training over at Danaher's house, Danaher's new place. Austin has slowly become the mecca of jiu-jitsu in the world.
It's crazy, man.
overnight.
Tim never always surprises me, I should say. Every single day, there's a picture of somebody where you're like, how the fuck are you with GSP right now? And they look like they were rolling together.
Yeah. I mean, the new coach, John Danaher, it's really all up to him and Gordon Ryan, who just came, set up shop in the same gym that Tim trains out of. They just kind of changed the time hours of who's coaching and stuff. And Danaher had been coaching GSP for years. And the amount of talent that's coming in now, there was already tough, super good guys here, but now there's some of the best guys in the world in Austin.
And then when Giorgio, if he wins, I guess we have another opponent for him.
Yeah, I'm calling out Matt right after I win.
I thought you meant Amanda Nunes.
Matt Best?
Yeah.
I don't know that Matt does jiu-jitsu.
He trains something, right?
Well, I believe it's MMA.
I was going to say Eli.
No, I can't go inner office. I'm trying to do a military Jake Paul Ross.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Look, I'm here for it, and we'll put money on it. That weight advantage for Dakota, though, might get you.
That's what I'm hoping my bookie puts all the money on. That way I can bet on myself a little bit. Get some
Well,
of the
it's not
people's
my
shoes.
bookie will set the odds. It'll be us betting on it.
Yeah.
But I look forward to that. Shit. It'd be a blast to watch, actually. Because I think you could do some damage. I believe in you that much, at least, all right?
Every day for 3 months, I'm going to be in the gym.
Okay.
This. Dakota is lifting. He's benching.
Sure.
He just doesn't understand what's coming for him.
You're calling out his cardio, is that it?
All right.
We told him that to his face, too. But, it's a grappling event, so the minute you guys start, people will boo.
Oh, is it some lay and pray bullshit you guys are going to do?
No, I'm going to try to jump over. The first thing I'm going to do is just try to jump over him.
Okay,
It's going to be entertaining.
No fucking Jorge Masvidal shit?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
All right. The people want a knockout.
You should just pull out a knife and stab him.
You're getting no knockout.
No knockout.
There'll be no knockout. There might be a few chokeouts, though.
Maybe. If not, you should probably get one of these suicide booths. Yep. That's approved in Switzerland. Last story of the day here. One of the future technologies lampooned in Futurama appears to be becoming a reality.
Yeah, I remember these. Bender used to get into the telephone booth, but it was a suicide booth all the time.
Yeah.
Man, this is so Switzerland just legalized they already had assisted suicide before, but they legalized a new way by authorizing the use of something called a Sarco suicide pod.
Yep.
So the suicide pod is a 3D printed portable capsule with a window that can be transported to a private location and used to peacefully end the life of the person inside. To qualify to use the pod, the person must answer an online survey that is meant to prove whether they are making the decision of their own accord. And if approved, they will be given the location and access code to the pod. So it sounds like this company just puts the pod somewhere, and you show up there and kill yourself in it. And then maybe they bury the pod or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, so I chatted about this a little bit on RPR. You've got it on the screen there. What they're going to do is you have to do an online questionnaire to prove why you want to kill yourself, and then they'll give you a location. So they don't want people to find you or find where this is at, so you can die in peace in the middle of the woods or whatever the fuck they're going to put these things. And then once you're in, it's 30 seconds. They slowly take the oxygen away, but you don't choke.
Yeah, they use nitrogen because it doesn't it doesn't make your body produce carbon dioxide, which is usually what happens when you become hypoxic. So your body isn't designed to understand what's happening there, so you don't panic and feel like you're dying.
Right. Which is
that's pretty interesting, to be honest, but still kind of fucked up.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest with you. Because if you've got some fucking deadly disease, that's a pretty goddamn way to go out. And I think for 30 seconds, you get to choose your scenery and your music. So what the fuck? Is it that bad?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like you should. I still like drugs.
Drugs are great.
That seems like a good idea.
But that's what they were using.
But this
and people bitched about that.
Yeah, but this one's like you're still just awake.
Yeah.
For 30 seconds, and the entire 30 seconds, you instead of seeing the white light, which you would if it was DMT or something like that, or instead of seeing family members and shit like that, you're just going to see the inside of that fucking capsule, or a television screen with something you like on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, fucking big dick or something. I don't know what.
So I brought this up on Ross Patterson Revolution. What do you want to see? If you were to do it, 30 seconds of what, and what are you listening to?
Nothing. That would be distracting. I would want to spend the last 30 seconds of my life contemplating my life.
I would want to see that Jorge Soler home run against the Astros in the World Series.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
That was about 30 seconds because he stood at the plate for a while.
Yeah, he camped out.
Yeah, that's a great last 30 seconds. And then I want to hear something racist, so I want to hear the tomahawk chop. Mm-hmm. Oh, that way I went out and was like, all right, great, fuck off.
Yeah. I mean, these things will be available by next year, so if things don't go well, you can find out for yourself.
Yeah,
I just, seems like a lot of work, to be honest. How much does this cost? Like, how much are you paying them to kill yourself? And what's happening?
Great question.
What's happening to your body after is another question that I would have.
Have you ever had to cremate somebody or pay for a funeral or anything?
No.
So I have. Cremation is actually a couple grand.
Yeah, it's like $2,000.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
And I remember I had to do this for my father. They gave me a discount because my grandfather and grandmother were buried at the same place, or the bodies went through the same thing. And he goes, "Oh man, I remember your grandparent. I'll give you a discount. It's your third family member that's died here. Like we'll give you a discount." So I think it was $2,200 in cash. I couldn't pay in checks, so that was part of it.
You had a punch card?
Yeah.
Get a free sub
for the whole fam.
Get a free sub sandwich with your next death.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that would.
So if it's under that, and then they take care of the body for you, kind of worth it.
I mean, it's like 10 to 15 grand to put a body in the ground, right?
Yeah. That's expensive. The headstone and all that other shit. Yes,
casket,
dude.
all that shit, and then having to pay people to show up to give a shit about the dead person.
Yeah.
I think that's how that works.
Yeah.
I've always been paid when I've gone to funerals.
Yeah, every time.
So.
Crisis actor.
Yeah. Sarco Suicide Pod. Look it up. It'll be available in 2022.
Bob put the picture on the screen.
Yeah, it's pretty
It
dope.
looks beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, can you just put that, can you just launch it into space? Like duct tape it to the side of the whatever SpaceX
That's what I
thing is
wonder,
going
because
up?
this is going to be made by a 3D printer, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually how the body's taken care of. It just goes into the orbit.
That's
That would-
amazing.
well, I mean, you don't want it to be in orbit because it's going to be space junk then, and people are going to run into it trying to escape the atmosphere. I want it to be launched like at something.
Sure.
I would like find a planet somewhere distantly that has a decent chance of supporting life.
Yeah.
And shoot me right at that. And then
about
like
the sun?
Because I want some intelligent civilization to have to deal with the fact that my body got shot from somewhere else.
Yeah.
That would be dope as shit.
Look, if you're going to do it, it's sleek, it's purple.
Well, you don't have
it's
to worry
beautiful.
about being sleek in space because there's no air, so there's no fucking resistance, right?
Yeah.
Like aerodynamics don't matter anymore in space.
I just meant for the sexiness factor.
Oh yeah, it looks good. Yeah.
So if you're going to pass by that all the time, it's nice to look at.
I would probably get something welcoming painted on the outside, like a smiley face or something, so the recipient alien knows that it's not dangerous.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because I want them to open it up because I'm going to be doing weird shit inside there.
Obviously.
Yeah, like if it was that, if I was getting shot to whatever the fuck, I would pull my legs back behind my head and just fucking go full on tub girl, like the spray diarrhea.
Oh, yeah, for the last 30 seconds?
And then they would have to fucking open that up and find my body like that. And a civilization's first experience with alien life would be me shitting onto my own face.
Oh, God, that'd be great.
And committing suicide.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, that would be the fucking funniest. That would be the best troll. Nobody has ever been able to troll an entire civilization before like that.
No.
And that would be my goal, because fuck all of this shit.
Look,
right?
if you can dream it, you can achieve it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Drinkin' Bro of the Week, if you can dream it.
Oh, wait, I've got one.
You can achieve it.
I've got one. It's Drew Lamax sent it to me yesterday. But we can do.
Oh, he didn't send you a fuck you, Michigan?
Yeah, he sent that too.
I got 90 of them.
Yeah, he said
The nurse actually came into the room and said, hey, sorry to bother you. Your cell phone keeps going off. There's a guy who keeps calling and then sending text messages saying, you're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. Your team's a piece of shit. Your whole life's a piece of shit. In separate text messages, along with the Michigan symbol.
Well, I guess we know who is winning the Sarah Williams Award this year.
No, I'm actually leaning towards somebody else, ironically. Chris Phelan's is still in the lead for that from Texas.
Yeah. Well, here's the so he'd like to nominate his grandfather for DB. He passed yesterday, 2 days ago, from a stroke after being hospitalized for a few weeks in Jacksonville. He was born in 1935. Grew up with parents and friends of the greatest generation. He was an Air Force veteran, so he's eating the best steak and lobster in whatever purgatory Army Air Corps Air Force goes to. Let's see what else. After serving his country in the Air Force, stationed in Japan during the Korean conflict, Chuck went on to a very successful career in the commercial construction industry. He enjoyed visiting his family his entire life. He also traveled yearly and met friends who became lifelong acquaintances, frequenting his military family and friends for decades. His name was Charles Chuck Lamax. He's an Air Force veteran.
He sounds like a great guy. His grandson sounds like a real piece of shit. You're a piece of shit, Drew. Don't think that I will forget any of this, by the way.
Yeah, if Michigan,
next year.
I think there's still time. We may need to, because I guess Texas is out of it, but if Michigan were to make the final game, if they beat Georgia,
Oh, God.
then he's still going to be in the running, because even just with that win, it's going to get way worse.
Yes. The next 3 weeks are going to be the worst of all time.
Yeah.
Every Michigan fan is coming out of the woodwork saying this is our year. I can't wait till Georgia fucking curb stomps them. The matchup is perfect. That run defense against an all-run team with zero quarterback. I think he only threw 3 passes against Ohio State or something crazy. Fuck him. Michigan's getting curb stomped. I got a quick one here from drinkinbros.com is where you can submit for Drinkin' Bro of the Week. It comes right to our inbox. We read them live on air whenever we get to them. So here we go. Brooke Gundy from Texas, member of Drinkin' Bros for too fucking long, is nominating Philip Filthy Grundy. Reason for the nomination? Basically, my husband listens to y'all more than me. Cheers, fuckers. And that was it.
There we go.
I mean, to be honest, Brooke, are you saying that much important shit? Because we are. We're out here doing God's work.
Yeah, I mean,
day in and day out.
I've been trying to get this monkey co-op going for over a week now.
I heard.
What are you doing with your fucking life?
Yeah.
That your fucking any of your family members or friends should be paying any attention to you.
Brooke, look inside your heart.
Yeah.
Okay?
Like, don't come at me with that weak bullshit.
Yeah. Look inwards instead of outwards, all right?
Yeah. I'm fucking mad. So, whatever.
I like how she calls her husband filthy. Can you marry a man who's filthy is his nickname?
I don't think women care about that.
Boy. It's like Booger McFarland from ESPN. Why is your name still Booger at this point as an adult?
He looks like he's evolving in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Right? What was the stupid Super Mario Brothers, the Koopa Troopers?
Yeah.
Like, that's what he looks like. If you look those up, you can find a picture of him, put it on.
You mean from the movie?
Yeah, from the John Leguizamo fucking Oscar-winning performance. I believe he won an Oscar for that, right? And now Chris Pratt's Mario, but he's not Italian, so
yeah.
It's like, how you don't have to be Italian to do this over
No.
or to even be a plumber.
Jared Leto and Lady Gaga are playing Italians right now in the House of Gucci.
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah, here's Booger McFarland. This,
There we go.
This is an artist rendering from a police profile, I believe. This is exactly what that motherfucker looks like
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
For the first time I ever saw him on ESPN, like fucking 12 years ago, I was like, what the fuck? Is this guy's face for real? I thought maybe he had been involved in this movie somehow.
The other thing is calling a grown man booger for all these years and being comfortable and confident in it creeps me the fuck out. Like, that's a childhood name.
Yeah, if I was on a show with him, I would intentionally call him Mr. McFarland every single time.
Yeah.
Because it's not appropriate to call an adult booger or
No.
for an adult to expect you to call them that either.
Not at all. Not at all.
We don't appreciate it.
Now, Bob, get and grab that microphone, my man. I need your falsetto here. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin' Bros Fake News. Good night, everyone. There you go.